Hi, my name is Bill. I'm recording a video today to let you know the extensions that I use in Google Chrome for all of my social media work. I've used Google Chrome now for ever since it came out, but mostly in the last year or two, I've been using it exclusively. I don't at all use Mozilla Firefox or Internet Explorer. I only using Google Chrome. And I've tried out a lot of extensions and found that it's hard to find good extensions sometimes unless you pick through. So first of all, here's my extensions that I have in Chrome right now. The only one that's active is LastPass. LastPass is a password manager. So what I did about a week ago is I went and updated all my passwords because of the Heartbleed OpenSSL vulnerability. And I used LastPass now so that I can have it remember what my passwords are because lots of my passwords have changed on the different networks. So I have LastPass enabled here. I'm not sure if we'll get a chance to see much on it, but in this video. But the first one I want to show you actually was Google itself. If I go to Google, I have it automatically signed in as myself. I have all my messages, stuff like that here. So it's kind of a nice thing with Chrome is I can just go in, and of course Google makes it super easy for you to use their social network. So we have the social network here, all of their things. The next extension though that I want to show you would be HootSuite, the HootSuite Hootlet, and I use HootSuite all the time. What the Hootlet is for sharing information, so you can share any kind of links that you find on the internet. You can schedule, you can auto schedule. So we'll just use an example of that here. I have the HootSuite Hootlet enabled. I'll go to some kind of link here, let's say 17 powerful untapped backlinks. Okay, so I like this and I say, oh, you know what? I'm going to share this with my Hootlet. So I just go up here, I click on it. I'm already logged in. So it'll have, here's these untapped sources. I can say, great new article. This isn't my own, but, and I have a few options. I can auto schedule, which means that HootSuite will decide when it's going to schedule it. I can have it scheduled with a certain time, so I could just pick a time and have it schedule it that way. Or I can skip that altogether and I can just have it send it now. And up here you'll see I have all my networks, so I could say, oh, I'm going to auto schedule this one. I'll just have it auto schedule. And now it's set up to schedule my next message. If I actually go into HootSuite, you'll see that HootSuite, it's a free service, and there's a paid version as well. I've got the paid version, which is about $7 a month, and it allows me to have unlimited accounts and unlimited options for having lists and things like that in here. So you'll see for this account, I have my home feed, mention, sent, and then I have a few list that I have in here. I have my movers, social media. I have a top 50 group, that Twitter list that I have. And the nice thing about the Twitter list in here is that everything's updating all the time. So I can just say, oh, is there anything new in here? And look, and it'll automatically check it for me. That's it's fantastic, that's for sure. So you can try that out. It's free to use anyways, but it's just when you're expanding on it that it'll cost more money for you. The next thing I want to show you was Nofollow, which is a plugin, an extension into Chrome that just shows you Nofollow. I could use something like one of these big ones. There's a lot of SEO plugins that are just too much of a hassle, but what I can do with this is I can go to a page. I can go to, let's say, the CrossFit page, and what it'll show me with this with the Nofollow enabled is it'll show me anything that's Nofollow on the page. So as I scroll down, looks like all follow links. And why don't we go to Weather Network here, and we'll see what it says here. What it'll do is it'll highlight anything that doesn't work, anything that is Nofollow, just within its own, with it highlighted. So it's not showing anything on this page either. I might have to actually re-enable the app for it to do that. Oh, or no, it should be doing it right now actually. And what it does when it finds one is it just outlines it, showing that it's Nofollow. So that's another extension that I've used. I've used 3 or 4 different extensions, like I was saying with that. The next one I have here, there's page link display. Page link display is pretty good. So again, real lightweight. One of the things that I find is a lot of these. Oh, here we go. So look at this. It's showing me that this one is Nofollow. So now it's starting to show them up. Maybe it was just a bit slow bringing them up. But the other extension that I was hoping to show you here was the page rank. So if I click on this page rank, if I click and refresh this page, it'll show me what the page rank of the page is. So just in here, once it's read the page, man, this is a slow page, that's for sure. There's a lot of stuff on here. Here we go with another weather network here. It shows me it's a 6, and it gives information here too. It can have Google index pages, things like that. Again, really lightweight, so it's not going to slow down my browser at all. Next one I use the pin it button. Pin it button's awesome, just because if you use Pinterest, because what you can do is with the pin it button, I can just go to any page. I'll go to MSNBC here, or NBC.com, and I'll wait for it. You can imagine if your site is slow, how painful that is to wait for. Anyways, I can hit the pin it button, and what it'll do is it'll just bring up all the images on the page. I click an image, and then it'll bring up my Pinterest. And I'm logged into Pinterest right now, so it's not going to ask me to log in. And I can just post this to anything that I want. So the pin it button's really nice because you can pin to Pinterest really easily, including your own stuff, right? So what I do is anything that I'm posting, I'm using all of these tools to actually use these to post to these different networks. Next extension is, I think this is really an extension, is the shortcuts for Google. And all this is, you'll see here, is I have access to everything here. I have access to whatever I decide to put in there. So my Google Plus, which I could have got from the Google homepage, to YouTube, to Gmail. There's just all the little Google shortcuts. So that's shortcuts for Google. And then last, I use StumbleUpon. And I like StumbleUpon. I get a lot of traffic from StumbleUpon, and I know people have some problems with it because a lot of that traffic just doesn't convert. You know, you'll have people that'll hit your page for just a couple of minutes or a few seconds, and then they're gone again because it'll show up within StumbleUpon. But I get some traffic out of there, a fair amount of traffic out of there, so I like it a lot. And what I'll do is every couple of days I'll go to one of my pages. So I'll bring this up. I'll go to a page, and then I can just hit the StumbleUpon button. It's already got me logged in, and I can say, oh, I like that page. And then if it doesn't already have it in the cache, that little thumbs up will allow me to put information in here. So I can just say, you know, this is for fitness, and yes, it's safe for work, and I'll add tags, which should just be let's say goals and fitness and spring. Add this page, and then it's added. The other thing I can do in here as well is, of course, I can stumble. So what it'll allow me to do is go to other pages and stumble. And I use StumbleUpon just to find new content a lot, because there's some great pages on StumbleUpon, that's for sure. So that's it. If you have any questions, please, or any comments, you can just leave them below. And I hope you like the video. Thanks so much.